Imagine this. A young woman sits quietly on a train, scrolling through her phone, lost in her own world. She's a refugee, far from home, building a new life in America. The train is nearly empty. No one seems to notice the man pacing behind her. Seconds later, without a word of warning, he strikes. A knife flashes. She never even looks up. And the entire horror is caught on surveillance video. This is the shocking murder of 23-year-old Iryna Zarutska, a Ukrainian refugee, brutally stabbed to death on a Charlotte light rail train. A crime that is not only disturbing in its brutality, but one that has set off a storm of anger across America, raising questions about public safety, mental illness, and even the role of the media in covering violent crime. Stay with me, because this case isn't just about one tragedy. It may change the way America looks at crime forever. Iryna was only 23. She had fled Ukraine in search of safety and opportunity. By all accounts, she was hopeful, kind, and determined to rebuild her life. She loved fashion, travel, and documenting her new experiences in the U.S. For her family, America was supposed to be a place of safety and promise. But tragically, the very country she came to for protection became the place where her life was stolen in the most brutal way imaginable. It was a September evening in Charlotte, North Carolina. The light-railed train was quiet. Surveillance cameras inside showed Iryna seated alone, headphones in, scrolling on her phone. But just a few rows away, another passenger loomed. His name was DeCarlos Brown Jr., a 27-year-old man with a long criminal record. Witnesses later said he appeared restless, agitated. The footage shows Brown slowly approaching. He stands over her for a moment, watching. Then, in an instant, he pulls a knife and plunges it into her neck and head, again and again. Iryna doesn't even get the chance to scream. The attack is so sudden, so savage, that by the time help arrives, it's already too late. Brown wasn't some unknown figure. In fact, he had been arrested over a dozen times for crimes ranging from assault to resisting arrest. He had a documented history of schizophrenia and violent behavior. Many in Charlotte are now asking, how was this man still free? Court documents revealed he had been in and out of the system, sometimes jailed, sometimes hospitalized, but never for long. His mother even admitted she had begged for help, telling officials her son was dangerous. But still, he slipped through. And now, Iryna paid the price. When the surveillance footage was released, outrage exploded online.
People were horrified, not just at the brutality, but at how calm and casual it seemed. A young woman killed in broad daylight on public transport in a supposedly safe American city. But then, something else happened. Critics noticed that major news outlets barely covered the story. Why? Some claimed it was because the victim was an immigrant and the suspect was a black man with mental health struggles, a narrative some believed the media found too politically inconvenient. Soon, hashtags like Justice for Iryna and media silence began trending. People accused news organizations of downplaying or ignoring the murder. It didn't take long for politics to enter the story. Former President Donald Trump seized on the case, calling it proof of America's growing crime crisis. He promised horrible actions against violent offenders if re-elected, using Iryna's murder as an example of why the justice system needed tougher laws. Meanwhile, civil rights groups and mental health advocates argued that this wasn't just about crime, it was about America's failure to treat mental illness. They claimed Brown's schizophrenia was ignored for years, and without real treatment, Tragedy was inevitable. So the question became, who is responsible? The attacker himself? The justice system that kept releasing him? Or the society that ignored the warning signs? Back in Ukraine, Iryna's family was shattered. They had sent their daughter to America, hoping for safety, never imagining she would meet such a violent end. Her father's words broke hearts around the world. He said, "We thought she would be safe. We thought she had a future. Now all we have is her memory." Her story became more than just a crime report. It became a symbol of broken promises, of what happens when a society fails to protect its most vulnerable. Brown was immediately arrested and charged with murder. His defense team will likely argue insanity, but many believe justice must be swift, that someone this dangerous should never walk free again. The case has also sparked calls for better security on public transport, harsher penalties for repeat offenders, mental health reform in the justice system. But will real change come, or will this be another tragedy forgotten when the headlines fade? The murder of Iryna Zarutska forces us to ask a chilling question. If a young woman isn't safe riding the train home, headphones in, minding her own business, then who among us truly is? What do you think? Was this tragedy the fault of a broken justice system, or is America facing something far darker? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you believe stories like Iryna's deserve to be told, hit that subscribe button right now, because we're not just sharing crime stories here, we're uncovering the truth behind them.